Are you ready for part 2 of Did You Vote? Well, here you go. We hope you enjoyed this edition of Old Fools Talking Old School. I just wonder how, everybody's got that sort of political high right now. I just wonder how it's going to play out when he actually gets in office and he actually starts to work with some of the folks that are in place, like, Johnson and those kind of people. I'm just wondering if everybody's going to be all buddy, pally, or how long is it going to take them for to start to stabbing each other in the back and things not going anywhere. It'll be interesting to see.
It ain't going to be long. Everybody he buddies up with to get what he wants, he ends up kicking them out of the way. That's exactly what happened. He gonna get what he can get out of them, and then you gone. What's his line? Oh, I don't think I've ever even met him. It's just a matter of time, and then these damn ignorant ass Americans are gonna find out once they start seeing things getting dwindled down and taken away. Then all of a sudden it's gonna be, oh yeah. I saw one pundit said what they should do is they should take some of these Americans over there and let them live under an authoritarian government for a while and let them see if that's what they want, because that's what they're getting ready to get, And like I said, he's putting all his cronies in place to make sure that happens. And I'm not optimistic. I try to remain optimistic because down throughout history, I know we have lived through some real tough times. I don't know a lot of these white people ain't done that. And now they're getting ready to get a chance to see what it is. Because as far as he's concerned, as far as I'm concerned, as far as he's concerned, you are fodder to be manipulated, and I'm gonna take your Social Security, and I'm gonna take your Medicare and Medicaid, and I'm gonna, and these folks gonna find out.
Yeah, and to me, that's another example of why people that look at who he surrounds himself. I mean, who was out there throwing out $1 million giveaway? Elon Musk and people like that. And another reason that I look at myself and say, how can you think he can relate to you as a, middle class or even lower middle class person when all you see that he surrounds himself with are billionaires? Why would you think he would have an interest in what's going to be best for you when he's up there touting all these people who have major corporations and major investments and things of that nature? Why would you think that? Where do you think his loyalties lie? He ain't brought good old boy Joe up on stage and say, you talk to the people about what I'm going to do for you. He got Elon Musk up there. So once again, I just don't see how you can make that connection of he understands where I'm coming from when he ain't said nothing that has anything relatively to do with where you come from. Just look. I mean, all you gotta do is open your eyes and look.
Yeah.
But
dumbass Americans.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just it boggles my mind. But as I say, you talk about you're trying to be optimistic. I'm almost trying to be level and saying I'm just gonna sit back and just see how things go, because I don't see a whole lot of optimism. I'm hoping as things transition and, like you say, the real work start happening. If that infighting starts, I heard something today about Marco Rubio wanted to be Secretary of State, and they said that Don Jr. had told somebody previously that Marco Rubio would stab his own daddy in the back, so he wouldn't know. There wasn't no way he was going to be in the administration. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty blunt, But it ain't all rosy just because you're a Republican. It ain't all rosy.
He just came out the other day and said that Nikki Haley ain't got no spot in his administration.
Yeah, sure did.
So he gonna turn on the minute you say something that he don't like. You're gonna be in the outhouse, and it's gonna be this government is, well, I ain't gonna even call it no government. This sham of a government is gonna take the United States back a whole lot of years, man, and And not only and not only that, uh, with his ideas about getting out of NATO and getting rid of NATO, we're gonna be sitting out here on an island by ourselves. And that's how we were when World War II started.
Yeah.
We were alone here about how we decided to go and help Europe. No, you didn't. You went to help Europe because the Japanese attacked your ass from the back and you wasn't even expecting it when they did Pearl Harbor. Then you had to get some allies then. That's why you went over there. Don't try to act like you would like these folks now want to be isolationists. You can't live in this world without having some uh, relationships with other countries. You can't, even economically. If they all band against your ass, they can make life miserable over here.
Right.
If ain't
Yeah.
nobody buying your oil, if ain't nobody buying your goods, then you in the same boat. So it's just gonna be a mess to what he can get away with, and the way the ducks are lining up. He's got everything in a row for him to be a dictator and do what he wants to do. Somebody that ain't no businessman to run business in the damn ground. He ain't no politician because he don't even know how to compromise and forge uh, uh, relationships with other people. Hell, just like you want to holler America first, these other countries want to holler their country first.
Mhm.
You ain't nothing special with that, and can't nobody exist in this world by themselves.
Well,
Everybody got to have somebody in their corner, but you lining up with somebody, which is another reason I want to say this thing is whole racial. They were doing that's, Russia's about one of the only white nations still left. So that's why you want to buddy up with them. I ain't seen no black Russian except for at a bar.
I gotta be with you on that one. I ain't seen many of them. I don't know that I've seen one either. So
Wow.
yeah, I can understand that too. But yeah, I mean, I guess some of the stuff about especially like the tariffs and the relationship with these other countries and things of that nature. He made the comment that the way that they avoid that is they build factories in the United States, and I'm thinking, why would they want to do that? Why would they want to build multi-million-dollar factories in the United States when all they got to do is pass on the higher costs? Because guess what? 90% of the stuff that's coming in, that's being imported, we need.
Yep.
You ain't gonna go all of a sudden say I ain't gonna buy it no more. People are going to buy it, and
Yep.
they're going to pay those higher prices for it. They're not gonna come over and build factories just to save money on a tariff. All we gotta do is pass on the extra cost to the consumer. Why
Right.
would they want to do that? Because it's stuff we need, especially when it comes to technology and stuff like that. It's stuff like you're talking about when your internet and all went down, stuff like that. We're so tied to technology these days that we sell our newborn kid to get access to it. So why would they do that? They're not going to do that. They're going to pass the cost on to these same people who voted for him, and they're going to go out and pay the cost for it.
Mhm.
That ain't going to change. I mean that ain't enough of a persuader to say you're going to come all the way over here to build a factory because I'm going to put a tariff on your goods. And the young lady was talking about China. She said, I just don't know, about China. I said, he tried that the first time.
Mhm.
Where did he go the first time? He put a smaller tariff on them, and they just passed the prices on. But guess what? Because 90% of the stuff we use come from China. What are you going to do?
That's right.
We can't make it. We can't make it. We can't make it if we do try, it's not going to be at nowhere near that same cost. So, China wasn't scared. They could care
No.
less.
And they knew because then he got his daughter's patents uh, on China goods because he knew in the long run it was going to benefit his family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she got what she wanted, her and that little old weasel looking husband that she got, and they stayed out of this race. So now they bring in the imbecile Don Jr. Now he's prominent in this administration. I'm like, boy, he ain't nothing but a cokehead. You can look at his eyes and tell full of coke, man. And then gonna judge that other Biden boy. At least he came out and said, "Yeah, I was a cokehead," and but not his mug. He didn't got rid of that little old Guilfoyle, her crackhead ass too. I'm just like, boy, these suckers here. I guess that's one of the things about getting old, man. You can see things for what they are. They put them people up there and build them up in the limelight. They ain't nothing but regular, everyday, sorry people. He done got tired of her ass, so you don't even see her no more. In his last administration, every time they was on the television together, she was sitting up there. And I know, old boy Gavin Newsom probably saying, "What did I ever see in that heifer there?" So,
Oh, he was with her at one time?
yeah, he was married to her.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
I didn't know
Gavin was
that.
married to her.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. Well, what do you think? I mean, looking down the road, I'm just trying to think. I mean, I know Gavin Newsom is one of the Democrat that would probably be in the running for things. Shapiro, maybe somebody like that. Or do you think between now and 4 years, there's going to be another Barack Obama, and not saying a black man, but another person that we may not even be talking about this day today that's going to come along?
Yeah, I think that's a distinct possibility simply because after this sucker runs the country in the ground again, they're going to be starving for somebody.
Yeah.
They're going to be starving for somebody. Like I forget who it was. Somebody said, well, hell, the bar is set low now. Hell, anybody can be president. So, he run this place in the ground like I'm sure he will. Anybody that can put a sentence together and have some charisma, because it ain't all just about, I mean, you got to have that it factor like Obama had,
Mhm.
because they were totally against him, but he had that. You couldn't. They didn't want to give him the mic because they know he could get the people to where they needed to be. So I don't see anybody like that on the horizon. And I honestly don't think. I think there's a couple of people that I might consider, but they're black, and I don't think they want to do no black person again. Not
I don't
because
think they
they're
want to do a black person or a female again.
or a female again. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not about their. Well, they can never use competence as a barrier because look what they got now. But it's all about what their color is. These folks ain't want it. That's why I say, man, this whole damn thing is about race, man. I don't care how these pundits want to put it and want to say that she didn't do this and she didn't do that. Hell, she did a hell of a campaign. She wasn't going to win because these white folks didn't want her to win. They already got the perception that they're losing their country. I want to take my country back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just calling it like it is. If it wasn't about race in my eyes, I wouldn't say that. But hell, that's as plain as day. That's the problem that we got too many times. We want to not believe. That's just like, that's not who we are. Yes, the hell it is who we are. I don't say when some crap happens. Well, Americans, that's not who we are. Yes, it is.
And I think this election is more and more of a testament to that.
Yes, indeed.
Because you're gonna sit up there and have this man talk about the females. He's gonna talk about all kind. I mean, the Latin American people. I mean, he's gonna talk about almost every demographic other than white or white males, and they still vote for him. So yeah,
Yep.
that's how I say there is some other reason, and to me, that's the only other reason that's left. Because if
Yes,
you looked
indeed.
at it from a logical standpoint of things that he was espousing, you'd say, "Ain't no way in hell I'd vote for him,"
Well, that's
but
exactly
they
right.
did, and I think that's some of it too. I think part of that making America great again is making America white again. You know,
For sure.
I
Because
think that's a big part of that.
when has it ever been great for us?
Hmm.
It was great for y'all when y'all had us uh, being domestics in your house and working out in the barn while y'all making all the money and we getting the penance. Yeah, it was great for you then. It ain't never been great for us. We just trying to get a little piece of the pie.
Hmm. And that's the problem.
Yep.
Y'all trying to get a little piece of the pie.
Yep.
We want the pie all for ourselves.
There you go.
Y'all taking over sports, you taking over the sports, you trying to get into business, you're taking over the music, we ain't got a whole lot left.
That's right. Well, I saw a white woman on TV talking about, well, what's left for us?
Mhm.
Yeah, you got every damn thing. What you talking about? What's left for you?
Yeah. Well, that's the mindset that you get when you ain't done nothing to help yourself, and you
Mhm.
see other people who have.
Mhm.
That's exactly what it is. They giving
Yep.
everything to them. They giving
Yep.
everything to them. They got affirmative action, so they can get all the jobs, and they ain't competent. They get everything
And
because
and if
you ain't done nothing to help yourself.
all affirmative action ever did was get you an interview. It didn't get you no job. That's
Mhm.
the misnomer that they sell. You know, uh, 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 I had a woman when I was working at the Senate say that to me. She said, "Well, yeah, you safe, because of affirmative action." I said, "I ain't safe. Affirmative action ain't never got nobody no job and kept no job for nobody." I said, "All it did was y'all had to interview us because y'all wasn't even interviewing us."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. And
but
that's and it's almost just like the thing in the NFL where they the Rooney Rule. They've got to
yeah,
interview a
a
black for
minority.
head coach. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, no problem. We can interview. That's not
still ain't gonna hire his
we ain't
ass.
gonna hire you, but we can interview. Yeah, we met the mandate. And some of them don't even do that. They don't care.
That's
They don't
right.
even do that. But yeah, we met the mandate. We interviewed. So
That's right.
yeah,
But they sell the bill of goods to them like
hmm
affirmative action is taking their job.
yeah,
They
yeah,
got to have a boogeyman because that's can rally the racist.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They gotta have a reason to not to look in the mirror and blame themselves.
for sure.
There's gotta be some other reason, and a lot of times that's what it is. They
Yeah.
giving everything to them. We don't have nothing anymore. As you say, we need to take our country back.
Yeah. But you walk in any place of business and you might find one black person, one, and it's usually a woman. But you wanna talk about black man not being responsible, but you fix the system so that they can't be responsible. So now he wants to screw with the military because the one thing that we had that we could go to was in the military.
hmm
Military and unions, those are the two things that help black people get into the middle class. And they want to mess with all of them.
Yeah, 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 and that was another interesting part of when they were going and touting the Democrats uh, you know being with the union and supporting the unions and things of that nature. Somebody mentioned too that I think only like a third of the workforce in America are unionized.
Yeah.
They was like, well, yeah, you can tout the unions and everything, and you get all the union votes. That's good, but you got to realize there's a lot of people just like the military that can't identify with that because they've never
Right.
been in a union. They're not in jobs that have unions, and I think that's what happens sometimes with the military. People haven't been in the military, so they don't understand. Why do they get special treatment? Why do they have their own little BXs they can go to and hospitals they can go to? They don't understand that until something happens, till a
Mm-hmm.
war breaks out. So during the time of relative peace and stuff, they don't understand why we get so many benefits and things of that nature. So yeah, and there's less and less people in Congress with military backgrounds and things. So
Yes,
they
indeed.
definitely don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't doing nothing for me. So why do I care?
I can't get none of it. And
That's
that's what
right.
it comes down to is because just think about it in the 90s, that military drawdown, when they did all that, that's because these white boys out there saw, hey, these government contracts, we need to, get the military people that's trained to do that job, get them out the way so we can go out here and get us 2 trucks and put a nameplate on it and we can bid on these contracts and we get a $20 million contract and we got $500 in the bank,
hmm
you know, and then go from there because just like with any of the federal acquisition regulations, one of the things that they'll tell you is the company has to be viable with so many years of being in operation. and have to be financially viable before you give them a contract. Well, when they downgraded, then all of them dudes went out there. They was already in motion. They knew what was going to happen, and all the brother-in-laws and cousins and all that go get on the bid list. You know, you get a contract, you all of a sudden walking in tall cotton.
Oh yeah.
You worth $500, and then all of a sudden you get a $20 million contract. Well, of course you can go down and buy you some infrastructure then. So it's just something else. And then, of course, they limited the amount of minorities that could go in and do that stuff. You know, y'all can't get none of this pie. This is all for us.
And the way the government works, we pay you the whole contract up front. So
Yeah,
you can go out and do what you need to do. And then when it comes down that you can't fulfill the contract, oh well,
yeah.
that money's already gone.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's amazing how we how we do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Unlike in the real world where you don't get paid or you do the job and you do the job right, we go ahead and we give you all the money up front.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ah,
System has always been rigged, just like with uh, guys who work in contracting in there when they retire, they can't work with any of the companies that they've ever done business with for 3 years, thinking that they might get some kind of, you know, sweetheart deal,
mhm.
to do that. But yet generals can turn around and retire today and go to work for Raytheon and all these other companies the next day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They were the one green lighting the projects. So they're already walking into a job, but that's our capitalistic system. Fucking joke.
Oh man. Mm, I know. I know.
Sometimes I wish I could go back to when I didn't know a damn thing. This boy, knowledge is something else, man. When you get a little bit, you know, we don't know the whole story because they ain't gonna never let you know the whole story. But for what you can see, if you're a rational thinking person, you're like, this shit don't make sense, man. It does not make sense. And everything that I thought the government was about, this boy is doing it. And they just sitting back letting him do it. How you gonna fire? Well, I've yet to see it, but like I said, he done that I didn't think he could do. Well, I ain't gonna put this past him. But can you imagine all the government professional employees that we have, and he want to get rid of all of them to put his loyalists in place?
Mhm.
Well, I guess part of it is by getting rid of certain like the DOJ and then whatever departments that he want to get rid of, that'll help. But can you imagine how would you do that? That means that this whole thing gonna start over with a whole bunch of people not knowing what the hell they're doing. And then you gonna tell me that we're not vulnerable for attack? You got
Well, yeah,
people that,
as you know, there's a lot of government positions that are appointed positions.
yes,
There's no interview process. There's no selective service process at all. It's all appointed positions.
yep,
And when you have the power to appoint those kind of positions, that's how you get people in. I mean, we had in the VA, we had people that were political appointees, no experience, didn't couldn't they might could spell VA, and that's
right,
about all it was. But they were in these politically appointed positions. So yeah, there's that way of doing that
yep,
because there are political appointees that are in position. And I remember, during campaigns and all, they would talk about, well, he ain't doing much now because they know, once this new regime come in, he ain't gonna have a job.
right, right.
So, yeah, yeah. There's those positions in the government that don't have to go through any kind of competitive
Well,
process.
and I guess that's the part too that hell he could appoint and then they can get rid of all others. He ain't gonna have to be the heavy hand,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though he is, you know. But yeah, uh it's gonna be something else, man.
yeah, yeah.
It's,
It's going to be, as they say, it's going to be interesting times. It's going to
yeah,
be interesting times. That's for sure.
I tell you, believe me, that optimism that I was talking about is very, very shallow, bro.
Well, like I say, I feel bad 'cause at least you say you have some optimism. I don't I can't sort of put that word in my vocabulary right now.
I
I'm just trying to stay neutral, I'm
I
just, I guess,
definitely
trying to stay
understand.
neutral.
I definitely understand that, bro. Cause
Uh,
I tell you, oh, man, and then what really pisses me off about the thing is I'm just thinking about my children, what they're gonna have to look forward to. Have them working, you gonna get rid of pensions, gonna get rid of everything. What are they gonna have to live for, man? It's oh
yeah,
man.
yeah, that's part of the I've heard a lot of people say that, it's not so much about what I'm gonna go through, we're sorta, as they say, winding down our role. It's
Mhm.
just, yeah, what is it gonna be like for your kids and your grandkids,
Yep.
that's exactly what a lot of people have been saying too, so, yeah, I'm like I say, I'm trying to stay even keel. I'm just trying to
Mhm.
stay even keel. It's just one of those things you sorta, hope for the best, hope and pray for the best. But I tell you,
That's all we
when it's
got.
all out of your hands,
Yeah.
it's all out of your hands. It doesn't make you feel very confident.
No, man. We were sitting there counting our blessings. Yeah, everything. About who thought this was happening? I know I didn't. I was like, man, I bought into it about it being close and all that. I'm like, yeah, it's always close. But I didn't think no way in hell with all the people that he, well, obviously didn't piss off, but I assumed that he did. I just knew that this wasn't going to go down like this, but it dang sure did, boy. It is something else. And then I was out yesterday doing some running around, and I'm looking at all these people. This one dude, a white dude, walked by me. I just happened to be looking at something. I looked up and saw him. Him and his wife was walking by. She didn't say nothing. He goes, "Well, how's it going, man?" I said, "Good. How you doing?" I'm like, I automatically took it like, I know why you happy.
Right.
You Otherwise, your ass wouldn't have said nothing. But I'm like, okay, Rodney, chill out, chill out.
Uh,
Uh, so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
every
But
dog has his day.
yeah, as I say, it'll be interesting to see where we'll be going to. 'Cause I can just see in 4 years people be going to be on the opposite side
Yeah.
of things. Because we have such a short memory on things. I could
Mhm.
just say, well, where were all y'all people at back then when y'all saw all this coming?
Yes,
He
sir.
told you what he was going to do.
That's right.
He did
All,
it.
all of a
And
sudden now,
now that you suffer the consequences, you want him out of there now. But he told you exactly what he's going to do.
yes, exactly. And then now Biden's gonna be a genius to you. You know.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, man, this dude has done everything. Well, I ain't gonna say everything, but he done put this country on a forward plateau, and that ain't good enough for him. Unemployment's down. Trump talking about drill, baby, drill. They've been drilling. United States has drilled more oil than any country in this in the last 3-4 years. And he hollering drill, baby, drill. Just lie, and then gonna try to ride on Biden's coattail.
Yeah. Yeah. I was telling Tamara one day when the West Virginia results came in, I said, "Yeah, well, people in West Virginia gonna vote for him. Keeping all them coal mines open up so that all them people in West Virginia can get black lung and die at 40." But they're all for that. You know,
Yes, indeed.
they all for that. So I know they're gonna vote for him because that's exactly
Mhm.
what he wants to do. So yeah, like you said, one of those things where you have to consider the sources, as they say.
Yeah. And then you're gonna take away their Affordable Care Act, and then you're gonna die a miserable death. I mean,
Because you got a pre-existing condition.
I tell you, man, I'm not. I don't know. The more we talking, my optimism is waning.
I'm, s- I'm sorry, brother. I didn't mean to bring you down. I'm just
Once
I'm
once you
just saying. I ain't I ain't been able to use that old word yet. I just been telling people just wait and see. Just wait and
Man,
see. You
the
know,
more you
don't
the more
you
you
know.
verbalize it, boy, like don't make no sense, boy.
Yeah, yes. Like don't jump off the ledge yet. Just hang
Man,
on. But I ain't put that word in there yet. And the story continues. Join us next time. Until then, this is Mickey G. Peace.